Hi, my name is Cherie, and this is Life is Cherry. So I am turning 40 in less than a year, and I'm not one that I really care too much about my age. My age is what I feel, right? But instead of being depressed about turning 40, I decided to turn it into something fun for myself and something hard for me to work towards. About 5 years ago, I made a few goals that I wanted to accomplish before I turned 40. And guess what? I didn't accomplish any of those goals. And now that this is coming down to less than a year away, I want to make sure that I accomplish those goals. So one of the goals that I set out to accomplish about 5 years ago was to get in the best shape of my life. And I wanted to take it a step further, just like those who want to run a marathon. I'm not really into running, so marathon may be further down my list of things that I want to accomplish in life. But the big thing that I wanted to accomplish is I wanted to have more definition in my body and have a six-pack for once in my life. Something that 20-year-olds have, but definitely not 40-year-olds. But that's something that I want to be able to accomplish on my own. And it doesn't matter how old you get, we need to make sure that our bodies are working the way that they need to work for us. I know that this is a hard thing for me to be able to try and do. It's going to take a lot of determination. It's going to take a lot of desire. That's where anything and everything starts. My other goal that I wanted to accomplish is I started writing a book about 10 years ago and I never finished it. And now I'm a completely different writer, so now I got to rewrite the whole entire book. And it just seemed to be such a big thing to have to take on that I just haven't started. So those are my two main goals that I want to accomplish. And it all kind of has to do with my main goal overall, and that is to be a better example for my children. I want my kids to be able to see me as their mom and realize that you can have goals that seem very hard to obtain. You can change things in your life to actually reach your goals. It doesn't need to be so scary. And I actually recommend finding a goal that scares you, because trying to find a six-pack that I've never had in my whole life, that's scary to me. That's going to take a lot of determination. And I just always want to be a good example for my kids. I'm not saying that I want them to have a six-pack. I'm not saying that they need to be in the highest peak physical condition that I'm trying to reach. I just want them to be healthy. And I want them to be healthy and always find goals to reach out for, because life is more exciting when you have something that you're working towards, when you have people that you're working towards those goals for. And I am a big believer in creating your world. We are the creators of our own world, and you can do one of two things. You can either create your world, the world that you want, the things that you want out of life. You can create that for yourself, or you can let life happen to you and constantly just be mad at the world because things aren't going your way. Or you can choose to proactively live your life the way that you want to live it. We really have the capability to create an amazing life to live in. And I'm not one that I'm just going to sit back and I'm going to let life happen to me. You never know what tomorrow's going to bring. You never know how many days you have left. You never know how many days you have left with the people that you love. I'm not saying this because I have already created those successes in my life. So I'm going to struggle through this all, and I want you to see, especially my kids, I want them to see that you do have to struggle a little bit. I'm really excited to get going on this. I've already started some of my program of what I'm going to do to get my six-pack, and I have actually had some great results so far. I'm very much nerding out on the nutrition side of it, and it's maybe something that I become really obsessed with, because I'm learning a lot about how just eating even different foods can heal your body from different ailments. And if we feed our body the right nutrients, it just works for us. And I'm really nerding out on all of this nutrition and exercise and trying to help it benefit not only me, but my family. And one of the huge things in getting myself to lean down enough is to have the right nutrition. It's not something that I want to just create for before I turn 40. It's something I want to have for the rest of my life. I want to be 60 and I still want to have the six pack. So I am just excited to start this journey. And I've had a few friends that wanted me to share my progress and process. And I'm ready to share all of it, which can be a little scary, but it helps keep me on task for what I want to do. But anything and everything that I'm learning and the connections that I'm making, I want to share with you so that you, of course, my body is going to work a little bit different than yours, but at least I think it'll give you a good start to help you see how these types of things can be accomplished. Because I think when we really think about it, it's harder in our heads and it's harder to get started. But once you get started, you realize that it becomes easy over time. That's any habit that you have, any goal that you have. I want to live my best life now, and I am ready to do that. But any goal that you have, whether it's for health reasons, whether it's for relationship reasons, whether it's a career goal that you have, just start small if some of the things that you have to do seem so big and so overwhelming. One thing that my husband and I like to talk about is really just putting in an extra 10% into your day for that goal. It's one of the things that I realized that I wasn't doing is I hate water. I gag on water. Water is like the worst thing for me. And I don't drink a lot of it. But I've realized over the things that I'm reading, the nutrients that are actually in water that help break down the things in your body to help them work the way that they should be working for you. Just adding water, just that one thing that I started adding into my diet, just making sure that I get my 8 cups of water at least a day was really hard for me, but it is becoming easier. And I've already seen the benefits from it. And I'm going to share my whole progress, my whole process, everything that I am doing. I'm going to try to be very transparent. Anybody who wants to follow this and become part of my tribe and just start living your best life today and having and finding the most successes out of life, come join me on this journey, because this is a journey I'm very excited for, and I'm hoping can make a difference for my family's lives. Thanks, guys, for this support in this journey and giving me a second to hear what I had to say, and I hope you join me on this journey.